Hello everyone, this will be my first official uploaded video on my YouTube channel. My name is Jalen. I am a licensed nail technician located in Tallahassee, Florida and Jacksonville, Florida. So my first video, I kind of just wanted to show a little bit of the process of what it's like with me doing nails. So this particular set, I was doing a duck nail full set on my beautiful client for her birthday. Right here, you can see me putting on prep on her nail bed. I've already had the tips glued on. And just a tip, when your prep is really good, when you do put the prep liquid on, it'll go back dry. Like instead of it looking wet, it'll go back looking dry. And that's how you know when you were prepping the actual natural nail before you put a nail tip on, you'll know that you did a good job. Right here, you can see me applying primer, and you're going to see that I applied 2 primers just for extra precaution so their nails can last them a really long time. My retention with my clients is usually 4 to 5 weeks. I've even had somebody last 8 weeks before. It also depends on your client and how rough they are with their hands. I know that can play a big part. But your client's nails should at least be lasting 2 weeks and up. If it's under a week, it has to be something with your prep routine. But that's okay because I will be uploading nail-related content, tips for you guys, and anything else you guys have questions about that you want to learn about. I've been doing nails for about 3 years now, and I can't wait to go on this journey with you all. So right here, starting off is where I started my application. She kind of did a nudish set, and I'm going to include pictures of the actual finished product of the set at the end of the video. But right here, I'm just simply doing application. Usually I do a 2-bead or 3-bead method. I believe in this video, I did a 3-bead. And you can see basically, especially with duck nails, well really with any nail set, when you're applying acrylic, you want to be very careful, you want to take your time, and you want to mold that acrylic to the shape that you created with the nails. I would say application is one of the things that I struggle with the most when starting off my nail journey, and I'm just now getting to the point to where I am comfortable with my application. And I've been doing nails for finna be 4 years in September. So here I am. Guys, don't be like me. You're supposed to wear gloves, but gloves just get in the way and I'm so stubborn. So I literally just use my nail to kind of peel back any leftover acrylic that's falling off the nail. Another tip when trying to master application would be the temperature in the room and also what kind of monomer you're using. I personally recommend for a beginner Young Nails monomer because it doesn't dry too fast, but it also dries at a really good pace. You're able to work with it and mold with it accordingly. This particular monomer that I'm using is fast drying. It's not Young Nails, but for a beginner, I highly recommend Young Nails monomer, and even their acrylic is amazing. Actually, the acrylic that I'm using in this video is Young Nails, so shout out to them. Y'all sponsor me. But the temperature in the room, it can't be too cold, or your monomer has to be a certain temperature. So if it's too cold in the room, you'll find your monomer it's gonna be cold, and then when you go to pick up a bead, the bead is gonna be falling off of the nail. Like the acrylic is gonna be super runny, and you're not gonna be able to mold it like how you want to the shape that you created. If it's too hot in the room, the acrylic is going to be drying too fast for you to mold it. So it can't be too cold and it can't be too runny. But of course, the longer you go on your nail journey, the more comfortable you'll get with whatever temperature that you are doing nails at. So some people can do nails when it's colder in the room, and some people can do it when it's warmer. But once again, it's just your preference, and it's what you're most comfortable with. Me personally, I don't like when it's runny. I get so irritated. I would honestly rather it dry a little bit quicker than it be too runny, because then I feel like if it's just running off the nail, then I'm wasting product. And we all know nail supplies is not cheap. Another tip for beginners, please make sure you are wiping your brush constantly when you're doing application. I can't count how many times that I've went to go use my brush and there's gunks of acrylic in it because I wasn't constantly wiping it off while doing application. Even now, sometimes I forget to wipe it frequently, or when I'm actually done with application, I forget to try to dip it back in the monomer and kind of flatten it back out to make sure there is no acrylic in it. And then I'll go to use it the next time and there's a gunk of acrylic in it. And when that acrylic hardens up, you could potentially damage your brush if you don't get rid or discard the acrylic properly from your brush. So that's another good tip, because if you spend good money on a brush, imagine the brush getting damaged because there's gunks of acrylic in it. And then by the time you try to get the acrylic out of the brush is actually damaged or is not as good of a quality as it was before then. So that's the tip to remember, guys. Also, please remember that nails is a literal journey. Yes, you can get tips from people, you can get advice from people, you can get hands-on training from somebody, but at the end of the day, nails comes with time. Do not beat yourself up because you haven't mastered application. Application is so hard to master, especially getting your liquid to monomer ratio correct and you getting comfortable with whatever temperature you're using when you're doing nails. It's a literal process, and the more you do nails, the better you will get. You will literally see by each nail set that you do, there will be progress. Make sure to take pictures when you first start. Take pictures of those practice sets that you do. I recommend getting a fake hand where you can, with the fingertips on it, where you can do it that way.